Patriots veteran cornerback, joining us on the phone. Jonathan, do you have any nicknames before we get to the important stuff?
Most people just call me Jay Jones.
Jay Jones. Okay, so no one calls you
That's
Drizzy,
it.
or
Keep
no
it
one
simple.
call.
Nah.
Does anyone call you Hey, 3-1.
No, I ain't got that one.
And around
I ain't
here,
got that one. You keep it simple.
do they call you like old guy or old man? Are there any of those from the Young Bucks in there?
Some of them try to. I don't let it slide.
How about hey, look who's walking in. It's 2 rings.
So, Jonathan, coming off yesterday's obviously tough loss, I feel like we're kind of getting used to this. We're talking about games. There's good things. There's good portions of games, opportunities to win games. And then in the end, you guys just can't close or get over that hump, as Coach Mayo said. How frustrating is that? You put yourself in position to win, and then you just can't make those 1 or 2 plays that make the difference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it gets really frustrating after a while. Like, you just go in, you practice hard. I mean, every week. And that's the guys, we all go out there and practice hard, try to do the best we can on Sundays. And like you said, it just doesn't all come together for various reasons. Every week it's, something different. But generally the same things, just self-inflicted mistakes. And, you don't really get away with doing those in this league.
So what's that feeling like? It's got to be an element of frustration. The defense makes a great play. Gonzalez jumps the route, makes the pick. It's a little less than 8 minutes left in the game. You guys are up. You guys are up a touchdown. And then the ball gets back in the offense's hands. You guys get to take a quick breather, or you're thinking maybe we don't even have to go back on the field, or maybe they'll score, make it a 2-score game. Then the offense 3 plays and out, and you guys are right back out there on the field. I know it's a winning time drive, and it was a long, deliberate one. That's just got to be tough to feel like that emotional roller coaster, Jonathan. Like to get the pick and then not be on the sideline, then have to run back out there. That's gotta be tough.
Yeah, I mean that's the complimentary part of it, of playing complimentary football, and you like the offense to kind of take a little bit more time off the clock. But at the end of the day, defense was out there last, and as it goes, our job is to stop them. We had several, got to have it opportunities on that last drive where we could get off the field, and we didn't. I said a few weeks ago, offense had a 2-minute situation where they didn't execute, and this week it was us. And so you play, the entire game, to come down to maybe a last possession, a last play. And whatever unit's out there, it's their job, to execute. The kind of whole team, the whole franchise is kind of counting on that unit. And, this week the defense weren't able to get it done.
Patriots cornerback Jonathan Jones joins us on this Patriots Monday at Gillette Stadium. He is presented by Drains by James, Eastern Mass's leader in residential and commercial drain cleaning and pipelining. At Drains by James, they give a poop about your pipes. Jonathan, what was your role yesterday? And I ask that because your playing time was a little lower than we're used to seeing. Was that game plan related? Was that health related? Why did we see fewer snaps from you yesterday?
I'm not really sure. I don't know if that's kind of, something of their game plan. I was ready to play, as much or as little as they needed me to. That was always kind of been my motto. I've dealt with, injuries all season, and, it's not something you complain about. You just, everyone has something they're dealing with, and, I try my best to be available, for the team every week.
Yeah, there was a few weeks ago, Kendrick Bourne, there was some talk that the younger wide receivers were going to get more run. He doesn't play much against the Bears, but then next week we hear he's going to be a more integral part of the game plan. And then, of course, he catches a touchdown in that game against the Rams. Was curious if that was part of the equation. And also yesterday, in getting ready for that Colts game, I know he's not the most accurate quarterback in the world, but he really is physically gifted. How tough is a guy like Anthony Richardson who can throw the ball a country mile and also is an excellent runner? How tough is he to prepare for?
Oh man, it adds an extra element. They do a good job of using him, in quarterback design runs. It definitely, adds another gap for us to account for on defense. And he's a big, strong runner. He's not just a guy that you can bring down easily. And so they do a good job of using that. Like I said, he has a strong arm. Like I said, not as accurate. Hasn't developed that part of his game, but he can run around, extend plays, and make plays.
Is it safe to say that Joe Milton is a good guy to replicate some of that on the practice field leading up to the game?
Definitely. He did a good job, throughout the week on scout team of giving us looks. chunk the ball up 60 yards, for a play that just kind of, resembles a lot of what you see, from Richardson on film. And so he did a good job of giving us a look.
So where does this go for you now, Jonathan, heading into the bye week? I know, obviously, this you got 4 games left on this particular season, contract up at the end of the season as well. Where are you in terms of, like reflecting on the season and where you think things are headed for a very young football team that you've been a very pivotal part of for so long, and now a veteran voice in that locker room as well?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is just, get to the bye week, get through it, get a reset, and, finish out the last 4 games strong. And that'll leave a mark, whether, for myself, for the team, for next year. There's games out there that we can go out and win. And that'll be a boost for guys, whether in their personal careers or just, for the team or for the unit. So there's still a lot to play for, not postseason, but, there's still a lot, that we had to play for. And just, for myself, just evaluate it. Just every week show up, as I always done, as I always will, and just go out there and fight.
Is the bye week a little different as you get older and mature? I know you hear stories of young guys wanting to get away, get to the beach, get to the warm weather somewhere. What is Jonathan Jones look at the bye week opportunity for in terms of getting away? Is that family or?
A little bit of both. I think, we have a late bye week this year. It's kind of been one of the latest I've had. And so, it's been a lot of football played. And so you definitely want to just kind of get away, reset, refocus. And then, like you said, just open that drawer of things you've kind of put off, throughout the season and try to, tend to some of those things and get them done in this week.
So obviously right now, Patriots sit at 3-10. Best case scenario is 7-10. A tough 4 games. You got to go on the road to Arizona, then Buffalo, then back home for two likely playoff teams in the Chargers and the Bills. And this is a team, obviously, there have been reports Mr. Kraft is, resigned to the idea this could be a longer term rebuild. How do you, in this point of reflection, when you take some time to look at it, Jonathan, during the bye week, how do you feel about the idea of possibly returning to the Patriots and just going, cradle to grave, box to wire with one team for your whole career?
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't happen often, for a guy to come into an organization and stay there for his entire career. That's rare, especially for an undrafted guy. So there's a lot of things that you weigh on of, where I'm at, in my career, what's next. And so it just takes some time, but you get through the season first, and then you have a lot of time in the off season to reflect, to see where, I am, in my career, where the team is, and just kind of what steps next in life. But, right now it's just focusing on these next 4 games, and then, deal with the future when it gets here.
Jonathan, one of the unfortunate realities of this business is everybody's got an opinion. They voice it on the radio or Twitter, and they start talking in losing seasons about coaches and roles and jobs and guys should be fired or moved on from. If I were to ask you about your defensive coordinator, DeMarcus Covington, what he does well, why you think he's a good young coach, why he should be here coaching the Patriots defense moving forward, what would your selling points be?
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the system. He learned from, Coach Belichick, and he's kind of brought up and raised in this defensive system. And so he knows it, especially up front. He's, been the defensive line coach. And so he kind of knows directly, what's expected and what the expectations are. And so just, give him an opportunity to build. Like I said, he was still learning, first-time coordinator, just dealing with everything that comes with it. And so as with everything, everyone, always is better, the second go around than their first.
So there are a lot of multi-level players on the New England Patriots. Obviously, Jabril Peppers played offense, defense, special teams in college. Marcus Jones in college, then obviously in the pros here as well. You have been Mr. Versatile, Mr. Patriot, whatever they ask of you, slot corner, outside corner, safety at a moment's notice when Duggar can't go. Do you feel like they owe you one? And if so, would you ask if you could get an offensive? Would you ask for an offensive play, maybe like a carry, end around, get in a receiver for a couple?
Oh man, let me get mine. No,
you deserve it. Come on, get it. Let's send John Jones along.
at this point. But no, I've always prided myself off that as just being, whatever they needed, and sometimes it goes to the detriment of yourself, but you don't complain about that. When you're a team first guy, you just do, try to do what's best for the team. And, it doesn't always benefit yourself.
Along those lines, obviously I'm sure you're aware of Travis Hunter and what he's doing for the Colorado Buffaloes this year, playing both ways at a really high level. It's led some people to believe in sort of this Shohei Ohtani era of sports where he pitches and he hits. Do you think Travis Hunter could play both ways in the NFL?
Definitely. I definitely think it's possible. With the right system, right scheme, I think, where the game is headed, not to criticize the game, I don't think it's as physical, as it used to be. And so I think there's definitely a space for it, for guys to go, do both. And, I think that'd be a possibility.
Before we let you go, probably feel like we have to ask you about this. You guys welcomed Jabril Peppers back in the defense yesterday, back to the team this week. As a leader, a veteran, when a teammate has one of those off-the-field issues playing out, any trepidation on your part bringing that guy back in, or are you just welcoming your friend back into the team in the locker room?
No, I mean, we just encourage each other, we're teammates, we fight together. We've been, through a lot, through training camp, and you build these relationships with guys, and you just root for them. You root for the best for them, and, when they get the opportunity to come back and he's got the opportunity to play football again, just support him. That's what it's always about, supporting your teammates. And, it was good to have him back out there yesterday flying around and helping us out.
So, Jonathan, Coach Mayo says when he talks to the media, he's talking to you guys. Well, I'm going to pretend right now when I'm talking to the radio audience, I'm talking to Alex Van Pelt. We want to see Jonathan Jones on offense. We want to see him with a jet sweep, some sort of play. I want to see Jonathan Jones catch a pass before this season ends.
Yes.
I think everybody would love that. Jonathan Jones, thanks for joining us today, and enjoy your bye week.
Thank you. See you guys next time.
All right. Appreciate you, John.